We turn north towards Colorado.
Back feel better?
Everything feels better.
Welcome back to Muse on the Mic. I'm Riley.
And I'm Emily. Thanks everyone for joining us here on another awesome episode we've got at Muse on the Mic on YouTube with our growing channel. I bet by the time that this airs, we're at 3K subscribers. We are pumping to 10K so we can go live with you guys and have all kinds of freaking fun. That'll be so naughty, so scandalous. But anyways, about today's topic, Riley, tell everyone what we're talking about because we got a good one today in all the feels.
Well, it's long overdue. We're jumping back into our men's appreciation series. That's a tongue twister. And we're talking about the healing power of a woman's touch and how many men are truly starving for it.
Yes, it is such a magical thing that happens just in a woman's presence, in her peace, her femininity, in those like quiet moments, whether it's, you know, a soft little hand touch or intimacy and full on sex and all kinds of things. It's all so needed. And it changes a man. It changes his day. It could change his life. Sometimes women don't realize quite how much power we hold. And I think we got such good stuff to show everyone today and talk about it. I'm so excited.
And I think as humans, I mean, from cradle to the grave, we need physical touch. And I mean that in infancy, it's extremely apparent because, I mean, there's literally deaths that can occur if babies are not touched or have that skin to skin. And then on the opposing side, like nearing towards death is where people are surrounding you and holding your hand. And somewhere in that middle piece that I think as adults or middle-aged people, especially men, it becomes something that they need it just as much. It's just they lack it and they're not in a receiving mode to get it.
It's true. And, you know, you could blame it all kinds of things, you know, the busyness of life, or you kind of forget about it for a phase, you know, kids, new things, new job, moving, all kinds of things can distract. But it's during those long stretches when you finally get it that you realize, oh my God, I have been so lacking in this. And you said it great. They're starving for it. Like, it's like you didn't even realize how famished you were or how much you needed it. I saw this a lot when I was a sex worker working in massage parlors. And those would be the sessions where a man actually almost has a breakdown or like floodgates open, and it's either a million emotions or tears or a story or an expression, or you end up talking most of the session because you touched him and it just was the thing that like sparked it all to flood out. And as sexy and powerful and fun all the freaky deaky sessions are, those emotional ones were the ones that actually stuck with me in my memory the longest and had deep impact on me when I was 10. I mean, I was in my early 20s. What the hell did I know about the you know, plagues of a middle-aged man? I had no idea. But boy, did I learn from those guys. I didn't necessarily learn those things from the freaky deaky dudes or the sweaty, you know, swing from the chandelier sessions. But those emotional connections, I don't think I've made that same kind of impactful connection as a civilian. You still meet people that impact your life. Listen, I've fallen deeply in love before, but we're talking a one-off encounter that changes the way you see the world. And that is so precious and so unique. And again, women are so magical. Imagine having that power in life. And each one of us do. Maybe that's why men are a little salty at women sometimes, is because we can be like, dance, puppet, dance when we need it. But not that a group hug of a bunch of boys would help, but it certainly wouldn't have the same impact. And gay, straight, old, young, you know, anywhere in the world that you live, it's equally human and it's equally important. That doesn't fade or go away no matter what your life is like. And I think that is absolutely fantastically beautiful because, whoa.
Well, and you know what I think too? I think as women, we have more opportunities for touch. I think women friends not to say there's no bros that hug each other, but I think generally women touch each other more. We're going for pedicures. We're more likely to go for the massage therapy. There's other things that we can receive touch in, or even from our children that maybe men don't get quite as much from as like a nurturing mother, that men really are in a position of lack. And that's even, like I said, in their friendships, their profession, their families, and all the things.
It's true, even the everyday moments, women do touch each other. We always hug when we greet each other. Listen, if we're in a group and we're going to the bathroom, we're holding hands or linking arms and skipping to the bathroom. So like we have our little romantical moments all the time. And listen, you want to get Riley in a good mood? Play with her hair. It doesn't matter what you need, whether it's a favor or $1 million, play with her hair. Tickle, scratch, all of it. Yeah. And she will melt into a million pieces and be like, okay, to whatever you like. And it's that powerful touch. It is, my mother used to put me to sleep by tickling my back. Like those kind of things are so, so important. And I think I've said this a few times on the pod though. I think we all learned that immensely during the pandemic because we were all so separated that as soon as it was like humans, there was half of our instinct being like, oh no, germs. And then the other part was like, but I just want to leap on you and like soak it all in. Yeah. And we all kind of realized with a big smack of reality, oh my God, I need physical touch more than I've had in the past 2 years while the world was kind of flipping itself upside down. So important. So let's start off with this beautiful clip. Do you want to introduce it to everybody? I'm so excited.
This is from one of Emily and my favorite shows. It's called Landman. And we were both watching it around the same time where we saw this beautiful moment. And it's, I think, not significant enough to most viewers, but especially coming from our backgrounds with sex work. And this woman is a sex worker. It was just captured so beautifully of what this gentleman needed.
I remember calling you after I watched that episode and blowing up your phone and be like, we need to do this, the stripper on the show. It's like, this is amazing. And if there was ever an argument for sex work and why it's so valid, this is the perfect example. I wrote down the characters' names. If anyone's a Landman fan, you'll be able to like recognize it. Or if you go watch it, highly recommend it. TL Norris is the gentleman and Cheyenne is the stripper. So let's have a watch.
TL?
Who are you?
I'm your physical therapist.
On what fucking planet are you my physical therapist?
On this one right now today. Hey, I saw you got a pool. Ever done aquatherapy?
What's that?
Just watched a video on it. You lay back, I'll cradle you in my arms, sway you back and forth. You just kind of float. Releases the pressure in your joints, your back. What do you say?
Just to be clear, you're asking if I'd like to be held in the water by you while you sway back and forth?
That's what I'm asking.
I ain't got a bathing suit.
Undies is fine. That's what I'll be wearing.
It's a long way round the llano at staccato. We turn them north towards Colorado.
Back feel better?
Everything feels better. Knees, hips, everything.
Good.
Got a boyfriend, Cheyenne?
No. My other job has instilled a number of trust issues in me when it comes to men.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Comes with the territory.
Maybe you need new territory.
Whatever I need, I'll get it for myself.
How long do these therapy sessions last?
I haven't given it much thought. Are you bored?
Well, trouble. You?
Yeah, I can do this all day.
Yeah, big darling.
You want to know what I wonder? About life, like my life in particular. What's the plan for me?
Life ain't got a plan for you. You gotta have a plan. And you wrestle with life to make it come true. What do you want?
What everybody wants, I guess. To be in love and see the world. Want to know how much money I've saved up?
How much?
$162,000.
That's a pretty good chunk.
Want to know what I'm going to do with it?
I ain't got a clue.
Me neither. Not a clue. So I figure I'll just keep socking it away until I know.
See, you do have a plan.
What was your plan?
My plan didn't work out.
No? So what's your plan now?
I'm working on it.
Looks like we have the same plan.
What a beautiful moment. But I want to let you guys know, for those of you who haven't watched Landman, TL is a widow. And I think even during his marriage, it seems like it was a very kind of hands-off or not very good communication or really even a good relationship. So I'm going to guess this man hasn't been touched probably in decades, which is why this moment was so huge for the viewers to see and so huge for him.
Absolutely. I mean, they touch a little bit on their relationship, a lot of mental health struggles that she seemed to have, that what sounded like started as a very beautiful young love story. They fell deeply, quickly, and magically in love. And then something along the line switched with her. And she became just a nightmare, but most of it was unstable, uncared for mental health stuff. Do you remember?
I think it was the loss of a child. I could be totally talking on my ass here, but I think it was the loss of a child. And that's why he had this empathy for her, of understanding why she was the way she was.
Yes. That was it. You could tell it's been a couple months since we watched the show. But yeah, he then, aged through his life and very distant with his partner at home. And you can see throughout the whole family, through the children, the grandkids, everyone, it's a bit of a relationship mix all together. Everyone's a little hot and cold, on and off, hit and miss, blame games going around, like typical family crap, just a little extra messy for TV.
Right.
And he was in a home. So he goes to live with his son to live out like the rest of his years. And his son, Tommy, has a very hate-love relationship with his dad and testiness. But it was genius for Tommy to think, I'm going to hire a stripper to get this man kind of, the initial goal was some physical therapy. But like, why stripper? Like at first, being a viewer, I was like, where is this going? Physical therapy? Are we talking blowjobs? Like, what are we talking about here? Because those are magical too. But at the same time, like, is that really what Grandpa needs right now? Maybe we get him up out of his chair. Maybe we get him walking a little bit before we worry about what a stripper can do. But once he laid it out to her, was like, this is what I need you to do. And this is what I'm going to pay you. I was like, this is fucking brilliant. Because we know, based on our world of owning a massage parlor, that the impact of a woman and AKA a sex worker whose job is to study men can even have more of an impact. No offense to the wives at home, but it's a different kind of touch. It's a different kind of nurturing. And she is exactly what this man needs. And she did such a good job too. She could have had a bad attitude or been like, this is stupid. Who cares about this old man? She could have tried to take the family for a ride because they're quite wealthy. And she didn't. She really poured her heart into him. And by the time he gets out of that pool, different guy, different guy, different relationships. Suddenly there's less drama. There's less battling to be right. And all of it. And it, oh my God, my whole heart burst. I was like, strippers are magical. Like, this is amazing.
I think Tommy picked her too because she was attractive. She knew that his father, or sorry, he knew that his father would be accepting or open to speaking with her or working with her. And I think it is the oldest profession in the world, but it's also the oldest medicine in the world. And
Oh
even when
yeah.
we think to the massage parlor or to Muse, how many times do we hear about clients that cuddle? And for a while, I used to think it was more of like a mild fetish, like they enjoyed something
Hmm.
about that act. Now I'm really questioning, is it just the touch therapy that they're looking for, or it happened once and you didn't realize how much you needed it, that you're like, I need more of that, right?
Right.
Are you looking for something extra spicy? Join us on our sexy Sunday night segment on Patreon at 6 p.m.
And it's kind of like we were saying earlier, you don't know how much you need it till it happens, or
Mm-hmm.
how much you've been lacking it. And it was so simple what she did with him. Like they did other things in the show, and lots of got him moving around, all kinds of great stuff. But I don't think it was since I was a kid learning to swim that somebody floated me. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, I've had been with men in the pool where you get a little freaky and they push you up and you're like titties and they're just grabbing your ass. But that's different. This was nurturing and
Mm-hmm.
like very holistic. It almost seemed hippie-ish. Like I was waiting for like the singing bowls or like something to
Right.
clue in, like a handpan and like that like tropical kind of like Zen music to start and some yoga teacher to come out or something because it was so peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know those moments too, where it can either make your brain race or it can silence your worry thoughts. And for
Right.
him, it seemed like it just healed and silenced so much of whatever he was still carrying with him in
Mm-hmm.
terms of grief and the battles he had with his wife and the broken connections it caused through the family. And
Mm-hmm.
it was so healing on an emotional and psychological level, even though his body wasn't doing very much.
Mm-hmm.
To have an old body suddenly feel weightless and
Mm-hmm.
supported by a beautiful woman, I cannot think of a better formula. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm team massage parlor. Go for a rub and tug, go for a body side, go swing from a chandelier with an escort. And yet, this whole thing made me be like, no, sometimes just slow it down and
Mm-hmm.
become weightless, become quiet of mind, embrace each other, listen to each other's heartbeats. Like, just
Mm-hmm.
have a human to human, skin to skin moment. It'll change your absolute life. It just,
Mm-hmm.
I was so emotional. I cried watching the scene. I remember messaging you being like, this is amazing. Like it was just so, so, so beautiful. But
Yeah.
I know we've got another clip to show that's going
Mm-hmm.
to dive a little deeper into kind of not backstory. What's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of like the logic behind the
Yeah,
theory we're
it's not just
presenting.
the emotions, it's actual biology. And I think that's what this kind
Yeah,
of highlights a little bit. I think this is from Instagram, and his name, the creator, is Chance the Proctor.
sweet. Let's take a watch.
Physical touch, guys, is not just a thing. It is one of the most important key factors of healing our nervous system. Like, you have to look at it this way. Every last one of us as an infant required skin-to-skin contact to regulate our nervous system. Like, before we ever understood words or could talk, we understood the need for touch. For an example, a hug when it's safe and present is one of the fastest ways the nervous system learns that it's not alone. And that's because physical touch activates the vagus nerve, which lowers heart rate and blood pressure and shifts your body out of fight or flight and into regulation. Oxytocin, we talk about this a lot, is a bonding hormone that reduces cortisol and increases trust and emotional safety, right? This isn't just emotional, this is biology as well.
I like looking at it from that angle, more of the science side and not so much like orgasms and all the big O's. But I mean, sex is a core health need of humans. And I think it
Absolutely.
allows a man's nervous system to truly reset when a woman can really pour into him and let his guard down to be open to receive.
You know what? There is a certain, if we're talking about a sex worker who's really good at her job, she's figured out, I don't want to call it the game, because if there's lots of sex workers that figured out the game And it can be kind of game like that to them. You have a goal, you want to accomplish it, you're going to kill it at the club tonight, like that kind of vibe. But the ones that end up the fully booked, most in demand, infamous, we'll never forget her, blah, 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 kind of best reviewed, everyone like scrambles to get appointments with type of sex worker has a way of connecting with a client where, let's say they're spending an hour together and everything else in the real world disappears. It's so intentional. And I think there's an element to that just organically is lost in civilian relationships. And it's no fault to the civilians. It's not as new anymore. It's not as shiny and is anymore. Like there's tastes and types and age differences, all kinds of things you could pick in a sex worker, like a catalog, right? And to replicate that is really, really difficult to fake. So you're talking about people that genuinely care. And we have known some phenomenal girls like this that would cry with their clients, that would share their own painful story with their clients. And it's a real story from their real life. It's not, you know, Cheyenne the stripper. It's her real story. And the way that you make those connections, naked friends are still some of the best friends you could make, but it's so intentional and so dedicated with this attention that it almost makes the mileage or the fucking or all the things, like you just said, not irrelevant, because you're there for that, you pay for that, everyone wants to come at the end, but it becomes an aside character. And the main character, the main juice of that session is that human connection. And even at home, even in a great marriage, even in a great friendship, even in a great family, Christmas can go by in 2 seconds and you never had a one-on-one with your mom, you know, like the busyness of life can distract from all those things. To have literally the whole world melt away and to have 1 hour just dedicated with somebody is just so impactful. Think of how that affects a child with a teacher. If they spend 10 minutes one-on-one with that kid, you know, it can make or break not just that lesson or that exam that they're doing or that test in grade 3, that can reset the trajectory of their education for the rest of their career as a student. It can change what they want to study. You become the teacher that I'll never forget. We all have one of those, right? Those kind of moments, your boss is too busy. Like everyone's too fucking busy to take that time to be like, let's turn off the phone. Let's turn off the lights. Let's turn off everything. And it's just me and you. And my favorite part about the Landman clip is there was nobody else in the scene either. Nobody interrupted. Nobody stormed out going, Dad, what are you doing? Rah, 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 rah. Dad's dead in the pool. Like no one misunderstood the moment. And the way this man, what was his name? Chance the Proctor. The way he explained it, it hits the nail on the head of what maybe people didn't grasp the minute they saw the floating scene in the pool. But like you said, it's what jumped out to us kind of immediately, because in sex work, this is what we study. This is our everyday education. We learn from men all day, all the time, and equally from our staff and how they connect. How they connect is really the main point, right? But whether it's creating a session or opening a new adult business, we would do a strip club very different. We would do an escort agency very different. If we ever dove into other things, it would be based more on those kind of finding those magical special moments than just the tits and ass. Let's bring in the tits and ass for sure. But let's not negate or remove the humanity from it. Let's infuse it together so that it becomes stronger connections, deeper friendships. We see that with our entire team. We see that with old clients. I have old clients of mine that still come to Muse after seeing me for 10 years, and Muse has been open for 17 years. Like these are people I knew since I was this big, even though I haven't grown since I was this big, but like I knew them when I was 20, and they still come in and still will share those intimate stories with us even, and just be like, you guys have a minute? Let's sit in the office and blah, blah, blah. This is going on with my wife's health, or I just lost my job and now I don't know what to do, or I'm still struggling from this, that, and the other thing. And we get to have a private moment. And again, it might be in their week, in their month, the only woman that's paid attention to them for X amount of time, that wasn't distracted, that didn't, keep looking at their phone and being like, oh, okay, no problem, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so intentional. It's so beautiful. Imagine how that man feels when he leaves the parlor. You see it in Landman when he gets out of the pool and you watch the rest of the season. Yeah. It's pretty cool, his transformation. But like, think of what that man said about the science of it, about the biology of it all. Your nervous system, the chemicals running through your body, your adrenaline responses, all of that have changed. And by the time you almost float out of the spa, you are a different Bob than when you walked in. Yeah. And again, that is, you can't buy that kind of thing. Like, you can't fake it. It's so, so, so incredible. So my advice to any men that are lacking touch in their life is, if it's not something that you can inspire to happen at home, which would happen organically, that's not the kind of thing you could force, or maybe you have a resistant partner, seek out sex work for different reasons. It doesn't have to just be about the sex or the nut that you get. It can be just about spending quality time with a beautiful woman who has not a care in the world at that moment except you. And that is absolutely priceless to me.
Yeah. And I say try it. If you can look, after listening to this podcast or looking at the video of him floating, and you can relate in any way, if you can safely say, I haven't been touched in an affectionate way
like
in
that.
6 months. Well, maybe it's you're not in a relationship at all, or you don't date much, or you don't have the means to date. If you find yourself relating to any of this, try seeing a sex worker, because it's probably a need you didn't even realize would be so fulfilling once you receive it. So I think you really have to analyze within yourself and take care of your human needs, because this is your health.
Yes. You know what? It can even end up adding to all the sexy time stuff. Because you feel better. You're invigorated all of a sudden. You go from feeling like older than you are to suddenly being like, I feel like I'm back in college, and like my vigor is back, and all this kind of stuff. Listen, you might have gone from Minute Man to Marathon Man just because you've been refueled. So it doesn't have to be about the sex stuff, but it can make the sex stuff so much better. It can make how you connect with a woman physically that much better. It can make you more compassionate a partner, which is amazing if y'all are getting intimate and getting busy together. We love that, right? Like, ask questions, learn what she likes, blah, blah, blah. I would lay money that your orgasm is going to be better and bigger and stronger because you feel poured into, you feel refueled.
Yeah.
Nothing else does that. No offense to the boys hanging with the buddies, but like a night at the bar ain't going to do that. I'm sorry. No offense.
Sex is magical.
It's so cool. We hold such beautiful power that I never even look at it as like power, like how you think political power, or like army power, or a boss having power over you or something. It is magic that we get to pour into men. And when we give it, it's one of the few things that women can give that doesn't leave us void and empty. We have so much compassion that just to spend an hour floating in a pool with a sweet old man who just needs love, it wouldn't leave us feeling any drain whatsoever. If anything, we would feel better afterwards too, being like, that was an amazing afternoon. Like, it's such a give as opposed to give and take. And it's amazing. It's amazing, like this little magic wand that we have, that we could literally walk around the world just sprinkling this fairy dust on men everywhere. Imagine the world we would live in. It could be so fantastic. Now, we don't have as many lady viewers, but if we do, take notes on this one, guys, because maybe it's hopping in the shower with your hubby and just helping him scrub down, give him a really good shampoo, and like help him wash his back. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be in a pool. It doesn't have to be a sex worker. It doesn't have to be all those things, but take inspiration from it. Or put on a stage name and pretend you are the stripper now. And suddenly I'm Cheyenne and we're going to have a moment, and then we're going to fuck about it later. Like, use it to inspire more connection. I think it is just so beautiful. And recognize the men in your life, whether it's a a friendly hug or a sexual moment with someone you're interested in, give more of it. Give so much more of it. Men need it. We need it.
Mm-hmm.
Men fuel the world. So let's fill them up and make it just a better place, especially right now in this world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love our men's appreciation series. I feel so like emotional, fluffy. Got this little lump right here in my chest. I'm like, I want to cry because it's so pretty. If you haven't seen our men's appreciation episodes, give it a search on our page. You will love what you find. We touch on a whole bunch of different topics that we honor and celebrate men. And this was such a good addition to that playlist. I love it. I love it, boys. We love you. At any time, shoot us a DM on social media. Let's talk about it. If you need a recommendation or advice on anything, drop down in the comments. Let us know. Are you a Landman fan?
Mm-hmm.
Billy Bob Thornton came like to play that day. He was like, I'm coming for this role. And then let us know how this made you feel, or if you've ever had any one of those magical moments where someone has really stopped the world for you and kind of brought you back to who you need to be.
Absolutely.
I love it. Like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time, guys, on Muse on the Mic.
Bye, guys.
Bye.